Well, you can actually expect to have a much smaller party than you might have thought because I've decided to have more frequent, more intimate, fabulous parties rather than having big parties inviting everybody I know over. I'm sticking to tables of about 6 to 8 people. Well, you can actually expect a much smaller party than you might have imagined because I've decided that from now on I'm going to go with quality over quantity, especially when it comes to the number of people I'm inviting to my parties. For example, in the past I used to throw parties where 50 people would come and we'd have hot dogs on paper plates, but I'm not going to do that anymore, even though that's totally fun. Instead, I've decided to help my friends and family unplug and relax and connect to each other by having smaller gatherings, more intimate ones. Well, you start giving your outdoor space the same level of love and attention that you give to your indoor spaces. Think about it as an extension of your house. It's a room that just happens to be outside of your house. So when it comes to setting the mood for an outdoor party, I think about some of the things that I would think about if I were throwing an indoor party. For example, lighting. Lighting is everything. You wouldn't throw a cocktail party inside with bright overhead fluorescent lights. So for example, I like to set an outdoor table with these beautiful TIKI Brand clean burn fire pieces that are they're like having a little mini fire pit on top of your table. So it says outdoor entertaining, but they're also super chic and they have clean burn fuel so that you're not getting soot and smoke in your eyes. So I love that. The other thing that I do for outside is to sort of up the game when it comes to the tableware. That means I don't use paper plates, I don't use paper napkins, plastic utensils, because I feel like that's all very disposable and I don't want to have a disposable party. So what I'll do is use the same quality plates that I use inside, cloth napkins, actual silverware, which is great because it gives your party some sort of like a gravitas, if you will. It says, I'm having a party and this is important to me. Another thing that I will do when it comes to setting my table is to use live plants as tabletop accents. For example, here I'm using succulents. You could also use fresh herbs from the local nursery or flowers that you might plant in your garden. They usually come in ugly plastic containers that you can make look beautiful by wrapping them in colorful electrical tape or ribbon, or you can even wrap them in fabric remnants. Sometimes dish towels work really well. You can secure that with a rubber band and then you can plant them in your garden or you can give them to your friends to take home for their gardens. I have to say, if you haven't already tried making your own flavored simple syrups, you can absolutely do that. I'm a big fan of them. You can take 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, put it on the stove on a low heat. Once the sugar dissolves, you're pretty much done. But then you can steep fresh ginger in there, fresh mint. You could do lemon or lime, and fresh thyme work really nicely as well. And that way, when you put that out with your iced tea, for example, you don't have to worry about people's sugar not dissolving in their iced tea. Some people like their iced tea sweet, some people don't. So you get the sweetness that your guests want, if they want it at all, but with another level of flavor because you've added the fresh herbs to the simple syrup. Another thing I would suggest is go to your local big box store and buy some of these great outdoor pillows. They come in every conceivable color and pattern and print, and they're pretty inexpensive, which is nice. So you can fill up your car with them, throw them on the outdoor furniture that looks like it needs a refresh, and then all of a sudden you've got a beautiful outdoor space. I would say do as much prep work as you possibly can before your guests arrive, which means that you'll end up being a much more relaxed host. Because if you can do all your side dishes ahead of time, like your salads and maybe sliced tomatoes, a beautiful potato salad, even some grilled vegetables that you could serve at room temperature, that just means that you only have one thing to do when your guests arrive, and that would be to basically like cook the main protein, whether that's chicken or pork or a steak. If you'd like to, you can go to tikibrand.com. I did a blog post there with lots of great tips for outdoor entertaining, and also you can learn a little bit more about what you've seen here.